Welcome to our STEAM Tuesday video on how to make your own DIY pet jellyfish aquarium. Pretty simple experiment. You need a few things you can probably get from home. A short piece of string, yarn might also work, an old shopping bag. It's better if it's white, just so it shows up against the color a little bit better, but this can just be an old shopping bag from any trip to a store. Empty plastic bottle that you rinse out and then fill with water. A 20 ounce might work, might be a little small. The 2 liter gives you a little bit more room to play with because we're kind of creating a little bit of an aquarium. A pair of scissors, a little extra water, so just a cup with maybe half a cup of water in it at most. And if you want some food coloring, and it's the same kind of liquid food coloring you'd use to dye Easter eggs or to color frosting for cookies or cake. So you'll take your plastic bag and lay it as flat as you can. And then we'll just cut kind of the back of the bag out. Just make one cut down one side all the way to the bottom, and then the same cut on the other side. You'll lift it up in a piece that looks like this, and then just cut along the bottom. And then you'll have a piece of plastic that's a little bit of a rectangle, it might be a square. If you've got little edges like this, you can trim those off. And then take your plastic, kind of pick it up by the center, kind of fold it, crinkle it a little bit, so it'll look a little bit like a Halloween ghost when you hold it in your hands, and create a little balloon at the top for the head of our jellyfish. Just make sure you've got all the edges under the edge of your hand when you're doing that. We'll take our piece of string and lightly tie it around the top. Don't knot it, tie it. You just want it to be loose. Make sure all the edges are underneath your string. So we've created the head of the jellyfish. Now to create the jellyfish tentacles, because they have so many, we're just going to use our scissors and cut the plastic bag into strips underneath the head. As many or as few as you want, different sizes. It's all up to you. Once you've kind of finished cutting the tentacles, we're going to use our bottle of water. I've got my bottle in a plastic tray to catch any kind of spills. So you might want to do that. You do it at home, or you might want to do this outside so it doesn't matter if the water gets anywhere. Cap off the bottle, and we're going to take our jellyfish and this little plastic balloon you've made for the head. You just want to stick that into the opening of the bottle. Make sure you leave your string out and it's easy to get to, and then separate the tentacles. You might want to stick your finger down, kind of inflate the plastic a little bit, and then we'll take that little bit of water you have and you'll fill the head with water. Try not to get it too full so it doesn't spill, but that's why we have the spill tray in case. Putting the water in the head helps with how it's going to float in the water. It has to deal with the buoyancy, which is why things float or don't float. Once you get the water in, now lift the legs up and then get your string, and this is where you're going to tighten your string up and then tie it into a knot. So what you've essentially done is created a little bit of a water balloon with that end of the plastic bag. We're just going to finish putting him in our little DIY aquarium and just push him down. Push the plastic bag down into the bottle. If it sticks a little bit, or it looks like this where it's not really doing much, that's fine. Just try to get the plastic away from the opening. We'll put the cap back on, make sure it's nice and tight, and then flip the bottle over. See, then your jellyfish swims. And now the plastic is down in the water and he'll kind of float in his aquarium. What you can do is take a little food coloring. I've got some green here, but you can use any color you want. So if you want it to be like an alien jellyfish, you might turn the water purple, or you might use red. If you want to stick with more traditional kind of watercolors, you could use shades of blue or green. Just put a few drops in. It doesn't have to be a lot. This is pretty concentrated. You might have an adult help you with this because food coloring can stain. Put the lid back on, make sure it's tight again, and then you'll flip it again. And this will help the food coloring mix. See, just flip it a couple times. And you see now our water's bright green. You can kind of swish it around. And now our jellyfish, we've got our pet jellyfish in a green aquarium. And you can flip it back over. You can put more than one jellyfish in. Sometimes we see jellyfish in a colony where there's several of them. So if you wanted to try to put 2 or 3 in to float around, so this jellyfish has some friends, you can do that as well. And if you want to make your own and show us what they look like, you can take pictures and bring them into the library and we'll see what your jellyfish look like. We hope you've enjoyed doing this little experiment with us and that you'll join us for other experiments and other programs throughout the year. Everyone have a good day and enjoy the nice weather. Bye.